Popsquat, coming at you. We've got a song. This was sent in by... Who sent this in? Bam! One of my patrons. Bam. B-A-M. And no clue. This is listed as alternative rock. Came out 5 years ago. The song is called Blank by a group called Glare, or a creator named Glare. And it looks like it's only got a few tracks here from one EP called Into You. So let's see what this is like. Shoegaze, that's right, he did say it was shoegaze, dreamy, alternative rock, Blank, and Into You. Let's see what this is like. If you want to be a patron, you can find out that information down here. I play a lot of music for my patrons, at least 1 or 2 songs a day. And there's also a place where you can send money with suggested songs. I appreciate that. And let's get into this. Blank from Glare. I hadn't really realized how much shoegaze kind of feels like not just alternative rock, but seems to borrow from, be influenced by quite a bit. Even sort of the Seattle sound of the early 90s, Nirvana, that sort of thing, kind of the noise rock, mumblecore, not rap, mumblecore, just alternative music, because the music is what's important here, the feel of the music, not necessarily the words that are specifically being said, because you can't really make them out very well. And that was certainly true of a lot of alternative, what the hell was that called? It Smells Like Teen Spirit. Why can't I remember? Grunge. Jesus, what the hell's wrong with me? It's like one of the biggest movements in alternative music in the last 30 years, and I can't remember the name of it. But it definitely feels influenced by that, and I hope I'm not off base with that, but maybe I'll do a little bit of looking up. I like the way this sounds so far. It has a very, I don't know, so much of this stuff I get a very, like, Replacements kind of feel out of it, the band Replacements out of Minneapolis. I like their stuff, but I'm sure they also kind of are similar to a bunch of other groups. But let's get back into this. Pixies for one. Sure, I also see here, I want to back up a little bit because it sounds like the song's going to change a little bit. Each band's music bridged the styles of garage rock, 60s psychedelia, and American indie bands like Dinosaur Jr., who I'm really not familiar with. I know of them. I've probably heard 1 or 2 songs by them that I actually consciously know, but I haven't heard very much. Sonic Youth, which absolutely... Other artists that have been identified as direct influences on shoegaze include Velvet Underground, Husker Du, 150,000% I hear Husker Du in this. So much, especially Warehouse Songs and Stories. So much. Glass Apple, I forget what that album was too, or was that off of there? I think it was off of Warehouse Songs. The Cure, sure, sort of. So yeah, I can definitely see that. Interesting. Shoegaze is relatively new to me as a genre of music, and it's kind of fun. interesting because it has this very kind of subdued sound, but it's also very kind of uplifting. Like it has a huge energy that just sort of keeps you floating with it the whole time. That's nonstop. I mean, it doesn't slow down. You know, there's a fast guitar going on in there, and it's really really interesting. It almost feels like you're being kind of pushed up into the air on these big balls of gas or something, right? It's kind of funky. It's not funky, but you know what I mean. It's really interesting. Yeah, good stuff. That's actually a really good track. I like that a lot. I did a little more reading on just Wikipedia about Shoegaze, and they're talking about Dinosaur Jr., I think Jesus Mary Chain, loved them. The Cure that were mentioned. Susie and the Banshees, which surprised me a little bit. I was kind of a Susie and the Banshees fan. I knew of them, despite the fact that almost nobody at the time in the 80s knew of them where I grew up. Same thing with, who else did they mention? Susie and the Banshees with the Husker Du. I can't remember who else they mentioned, then I closed the page. But it's an interesting style of music, and I can see why people like it, because it's very much about the guitar and very much about sort of maintaining that sort of high level of energy, but also it's very sort of diffuse, and there's not like one thing you can really listen to and concentrate on. It's very much about the wall of sound coming at you, and I guess that's probably it. Is you are concentrating on, you're looking at all of it, and like the whole thing is coming at you at the same time, and that's the whole genre. It's interesting. I mean, I don't know if I could listen to 10 songs in a row of shoegaze, or 3, maybe 3, but it's a cool little accent to throw into a random mix of music as you're driving around or listening to your music, and have something like this come up, and it would shift you into a different gear, not literally, and this is cool. I also just noticed this has got like nearly 300,000 listens on SoundCloud, so this must have been a fairly popular track. And I've never heard of this group, this guy, this person, this woman. I have no idea. And they've only got this one EP out. So, hey, good for them for tapping into something that apparently was really good. And maybe they've gone on to other things. I have absolutely no idea. Thank you. Bam, thank you for sending this in. This is pretty cool. I like the way this sounds a lot. I might go download this too, because I could see listening to this. Thanks, Papasquatjon. Check it out. Please like, subscribe, share. I also forgot to mention I did a video earlier this week, Blade and Echo 2K's track Bleach, which got caught in copyright and was just released, so I'm going to post that as the final track for today, so go check that out too. That's it for now. See you soon. Bye-bye.